ain't fading away. Video heroes were on the line. Saw Planet X in record time. Games are winning, worlds to save. Fighting hard, we're bold and brave. Children could see through the wall box, they've got in every fall. Used to violence, hard to see. Find the stones that trouble me. Take leaks with them, what that bird shows surgeons on. Bentley, that baby sleep. Up to the next top baby. Maybe 16 drinking spice, you know, so break the speed. Magnet, hit the charts, murder business, better. These old defenders are on a quest. Say planet Earth, we did our best. Commander Dan, Camera Junior Plan. Margot is planning a retro game land. Racing through levels, saving the day. Planet Earth's future ain't fading away. Video heroes.
Hi everybody, Commander Dan here. This is Retro Station 1989. We're going to be talking today about something a little bit more important than video games. Not really. Video games are all that's important, except for one thing, and that, my brothers and sisters and kids and loved ones, is Star Wars. And to a lesser extent, and maybe an equal extent, Lego. There's a huge scandal erupting. But before we begin this video, and my little interview with my buddy Brian, and we get all of you brought on board here, let me just say that anything that you hear is only what's been reported on this platform, YouTube. What I've heard and what videos I've seen. Any mention of what's going on is all alleged. I don't know anything that's going on for sure. And any of our points are made genuinely and from the heart, saying, give him his fucking Legos back, man. Just give it to him. Give him his Legos. Quit being pricks. Give him the Legos. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the next thing. There we go. This is a little bit of a countdown. So, as you can see, my room here. Hi, everybody. We'll do that in just a second, but I'll count in, and then we'll start talking, and it'll just go however long it goes. It's not a big deal.
Wait. Are we live?
No, we're just recording to my thing, so I'm going to edit it together. No, you're good. You're
Okay.
good. We're gonna have a conversation about this. Just a regular conversation. We're not gonna take questions from the audience or anything like that. It's just I've got you on my Streamlabs where I've got like fancy shit in the background and all of that. So
Sure.
this probably won't go in the video, that part about the fancy shit, but everything else will. That'll be nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm also concerned, I'm definitely not like an expert on this situation.
No, man.
I
What
have
I
my
want is
opinions.
I'm not either. What I want to do is get a lot of views for not knowing shit, basically, because I think it's funny, and this will go in the video. And secondly, because I do have, I'll show you my interest in Legos. And here's what's really, really, really funny to me. I'm going to put this guy aside. He is a extra Lego that I have that I kept because he's a rat. And I think rats are cool. But this is the only Lego I have now.
Wait, I can't see your video.
You can't see I can see my video, that's fine. It doesn't like sharing my video across Streamlabs, but let me go ahead and see if I can do it. Oh wait, there we go. Allow while visiting the site. There we go. Can you see me now?
It's thinking.
Try again, guys. Oh man, is it going to be able to double send it? That'd be great if it does. Looks like it can.
It just says failed to start camera.
Failed to start camera, but why?
But I don't know why it would tell me that.
Yeah, hold on. Hurry up and start the camera, buddy. Well, it's still recording our voices, which is good. And it's got both of our cameras on there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So, there we go. Oh, it doesn't want to do the camera here because, Brian, it's going to... The sound wouldn't work. That's what it is.
Okay.
Because I've got it over Streamlabs first. But it's okay. If you can imagine behind me, what I'm holding up here is my land speeder with Luke and Obi-Wan, his cane, and C-3PO, and a Tusken Raider. This is the last set that I have, because it is a Star Wars set. Now, did you hear what's been happening recently, speaking of Legos and Star Wars? This was totally brought up biologically and in the moment, and organically and stuff. And Brian's
Great transition. Wow.
Brian, you taught me a lot of things. And one of them is completely bullshitting a lot when I wanted to talk about something interesting. I knew that you do this one thing that I don't do a lot of, which is collect Legos. And we're looking now back at your room. I'm going to go ahead and actually put you here on the big screen for just a second. We're going to see what you're doing. Okay.
Hello.
Hey. So, you also collect Star Wars, right? Like, as far as Legos go.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
And you've heard about what Reckless Ben did over the weekend?
I sure did. I heard about the situation and saw the video, and it's
Right?
I appreciate the chaotic good nature.
I said that. I said that Reckless Ben is psychotic righteous. It's like he doesn't care who he bothers. He doesn't care what you could tell him what the punishment is, and I don't think he gives a damn. I was like, I'm curious about his other videos, and I'm like, oh my god! He's like finding cultists and like McCamey Manor. I'm like, wait a minute, he did all this before they did that documentary on this dude? But Legos intrigue me, but more than that, how do these people think they were going to get away with it with Legos enthusiasts, but moreover Star Wars people? Now, if you look at my room, I have a lot of Star Wars stuff. I don't have a lot of Lego stuff, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So when you heard about this, have you been involved in a situation with bricks and minis before?
I've never sold them anything. I before this situation, I was fairly neutral on them. I've probably only ever spent around $20 there.
Oh, wow.
They're very similar to GameStop in that it's the meme of like, you give them $100 worth of games and
right.
they give you $5.
I give about $2.50. I'm gonna have to have a guy come in from the street and tell me, oh, this Death Star is worth like $10, $12. I'm gonna have a real hard time moving it, so that's what I can give you. But I can give you $15 in store credit if you're interested.
Yeah, and it's difficult. I understand stores like that. It costs them a lot of money to keep the physical store going, and more people are going online and stuff. So I get why there's a discrepancy in prices offered versus prices, sold at. But it's to the point where I'm like, I don't really have a reason to sell anything here. And as long as you have time and patience, it just makes more sense to buy online now. Most people are over the, I'm scared, I don't know how to buy online. So as long as you're not in a hurry, buying online is just as good as buying in person. So stores like Bricks and Minifigure and anything else like that, really, not even Lego specific, it's becoming less of a good idea to even shop in these kind of stores, unfortunately. I do like stores like that. I like being able to see the quality of the thing I'm getting in my hand before I get it. But if you have a little patience and you're not too concerned, you can find better prices online.
Well, yeah, and we've talked about this before. I'm actually, if you can see right behind, over my shoulder, when you see the video, you'll see it behind me, is my stack of Nintendo Power magazines. I'm a retro game collector. This kind of stuff happens in the retro gaming field a bit. In fact, a big problem with this happened with this game company called Wada Games, where they were linking with Heritage auctions to create a false bubble in an economy that they had no ideas about. They just knew that Mario was a thing, and we've got this box where the Mario's on the different side of the box. Like, literally no one cares about that. Not any collector cares about that at all. In fact, you keep talking about rarity as if these printing mistakes, as if they were a coin, are a rarity, and they're not. And yet you guys don't know that if you had a box full of Little Samson, which were a late model game for the NES, that game's worth $2,000 a pop in a box that's sealed. Just recently, they had this game called, it was some Pooh Farmer game or something. It was a funny little game that somebody made for the PS4. Made like 150 copies of it. But they didn't make only 150 copies of it. They made bundles of it. And now they're sending them out to people who think they have something that's really valuable to negate the price. It's one of my favorite long-term pranks I've seen. But this has happened before in NES stuff. But with this, it's like consignment seems like it would be a way to go if you're going through like a local secondhand shop or you had some trusted friend who was selling it for you. But when I see this, I'm like, this is just theft. Why are there any questions about this?
It's very strange.
Away.
And the whole legal loophole comes from the fact that he gave his stuff on consignment to the previous owner.
Right.
And when the previous owner said that they were moving, corporate swept in, kicked them out before they were able to take inventory, and put in a new owner.
Oh yeah.
And now the new owner and corporate claim that they have no idea of the consignment that was going on, despite there being a lot of paperwork and video evidence and various other things that this consignment
And worse
was.
today, the owners of that store, we thought went to Spain, right? They're out of the country. They aren't. They robbed them of their money before they left, basically. They said, nope, we're taking your store's money too. You can't put loans against it, so you're in America still. So they are. They're still here. They're looking to leave the country because of tariffs and stuff to print. I'm in that business too. So I'm like, man, they just F these people over completely, except for the fact they shared their original contract, which made their site a franchise site that can actually absolutely do consignment. They shared it on there, and then the owners of Bricks and Minifigs, allegedly, I'll say that because there are words that you can and cannot say about people. The folks that I don't want to be ever caught up in that stuff. But the folks that
we should say all of this is alleged.
All of
None
this
of us know anything.
Yeah, exactly. All this is as reported on the internet to what we've heard. And they allegedly accused both Reckless Ben and the former owners of peddling heroin. Guys, let me just tell you right now, okay? Bricks and Minifigs, my buddy Aaron Leader. And I'm going to say he's my buddy because he gave me one of my first jobs here in Wisconsin in the gaming industry. And he owns a very massive company. He owns Noble Knight Games. If you want to have old role-playing games, he owns that store. I got to see how those stores work, how his turnover works, how he makes money. The one thing he doesn't do, I don't think we've ever did, was accuse somebody of narcotics distribution to get the best stuff that he has, which is White Box D&D, a few different Black Lotus cards from Magic. The man has a collection that you wouldn't believe because he's honest and fair. And this is not an ad. He just happens to be a friend of mine. And so I guess the last thing I'm thinking here is, are you going to... I want to kind of join up with his Patreon to see the next part of this video because I don't kind of want to watch... Because everyone's dropping news every day. Like, one of the folks from Bricks and Minifigs, while we were waiting to talk to each other today, gave him the email they sent out this morning about canned responses to this problem.
Yes.
And telling him the dumbest shit I've ever heard about, oh, don't worry, this is going to go away in 2 or 3 days. I'm like, have you met a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
I'm pissed now. I just want you to give him his stuff back. I don't care if you guys... I don't want you to be out of business. Now I kind of do. I kind of go, man, you're kind of a threat to old people. I mean, you're stealing from a terminally ill old man to take his stuff and then give it to who? Like, you won't succeed. They have all the receipts for it. It's like, this is going to just get worse. And they're like, no, you just tell the people out there that this is a passing phase and people are going to be fine. They love you. It's like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm very curious because Bricks and Minifigs has been growing a lot recently.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one in Janesville here. Can I say where we are?
Yes, please do. Yeah, we're in the southern part of Wisconsin, and we can smell your store from here, guys.
Yes. They opened only a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And also one back in my hometown in Minnesota just opened as well, like a month after the Janesville one. I mean, they've been expanding rapidly. So I'm very, very curious, if Lego fans hold the line and don't shop there, this franchise that's been trying to grow rapidly, or this, not the franchise, but the corporation that's been trying to grow rapidly.
I mean, how do you get past that? The poison, how do you get past it?
Yeah.
But like you're saying, we've got the store here in town. And I go to conventions all the time. I've seen their booth at conventions occasionally. It's like Gamehole Con. Occasionally I see a representative from them there, but where I saw it was at Gen Con. That's a big, big place with folks who are buying and selling things all the time. And it's like, guys, this is a bad turn. Don't think that because you could bully people out of suing you or into suing you to make this, because it's not a civil matter. They showed the cops that you stole. They created a raffle with their legit, and when I watched that video about his Scientology religion, I wanted to just cry laughing. I'm like, that's legit. Every evil legit thing he's done, or chaotic legit thing he's done is to make sure you assholes out there, alleged assholes out there, can't get away with this. He's fought. He literally has apparently fought all kinds of brainwashing people and cults and such. And I'm like, as a former citizen of Florida, very near to Clearwater, Florida, let me just say that I appreciate his work because people my family has known were not treated well by a certain church down there.
So I am curious. I outside of the Lego video, I haven't seen much of Ben's stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
church is called the Church of
what is
Scientology sucks.
What is his background? I mean, how does he have all of this legal knowledge? I'm very curious. I'm definitely excited to check out more of his stuff. But
it's Reckless Ben at YouTube for all the folks at home.
Yes,
and
of course.
I watched his McCamey Manor video. It's this fake haunted house thing, which all it is them torturing a person in a broom closet. This is just my pseudo description of it. The guy from McCamey Manor takes you into a broom closet, tortures you, and then it makes you swear not to say what happened to you, so other people will come and take his little challenge to survive his haunted house. But it's not a haunted house. What it is his fetish for seeing people hurt and in pain. And so he's got tons and tons of these videos of these people being tortured and put through psychological dimension, all this other stuff. And he basically, this kid, Ben, went out and he stole the guy's name for his business when he let the trademark lapse. He sent people through there as secret people just to prove that he doesn't have anything. Then he was like, he created a contract. The guy signed it and was apparently unaware that in America you have to read a contract.
Yeah.
And if you don't and you just sign it, well, guess what? You're on the hook for what the contract says. So the lady at Bricks and Minifigs who threw Ben and his crew out immediately, she was already on the hook before the video even started for a contract that says if she calls the cops, she owes them $5,000 for every cop that shows up. And for every week that he's going to be trespassed off the property, she owes $5,000. At this point, he's like, you owe me $90,000, but I can waive that off if you just give this guy his Legos back. And I'm like, this is the best stuff I've ever seen. But his knowledge of the law comes from finding out how the law works and just doing exactly what these guys are doing to everyone else, allegedly.
Yeah.
But allegedly hilarious. Because it is, well, that is actually a unanimous and a jury-wrought decision of actual fact and evidence. It is funny as hell. It's funny. So you should check out his other videos. I checked out the one where he infiltrates a cult. And they have a restaurant somewhere in LA, and he doesn't like that fact because they're kind of racist. And this is all things that he's alleging in his video. And so all they need to become owners in the restaurant is to work there for one shift. This is to prevent them from having to pay any of their cultists. So he brought 14 people to the shift, so they outnumbered everyone there, and then he called a staff meeting, and at the official staff meeting where everyone there is an owner after they all signed off, they fired everyone and said that no more cultists could work there, and now they own the restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah, he does. This kid is wild, man.
I need to watch more of his stuff.
It is a very wholesome and very funny version of Jackass. Which, as an aside, he was getting threatened with all this stuff, and so he decided to throw a party. This is McCamey Manor stuff. So he decided to throw a party in an abandoned building with Bam Margera, and they destroyed the whole thing. So he didn't have to pay any taxes on the party, but he had to throw a party because he had to do something for this contract, I believe. Anyway, I could be wrong about that, but his channel is worth the visit. Definitely worth the time to watch.
Yeah.
So if you were in this situation, right, Brian? You're in this situation. You're being sat down and said, hey, we took your stuff on consignment, but we suddenly had new franchise owners, which we told you about. However, they stated they're going to take care of the consignment, and I'm not sure that's how it works. And also they said we can't go back in there. And so now you've got this is the largest Star Wars Lego collection. And how far does that go? Like 2008 or something?
I don't know how far back there specifically goes, but Lego Star Wars started in 1999. So
99.
If he's got
I know it's real early
30,
in the early century, good lord, in this early century, it was when all the Star Wars stuff got heating up before the prequels. Yeah, and then it's like, man, I can remember. I think I got my friend an Imperial, the 3-wing guy. Or it was another Imperial spaceship. They were just so freaked out about it. They loved it. And then they just kept getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, I'm never getting any of those. But
Yeah.
But I have my land speeder, and I'm pretty happy with it. But if you tried to steal this from me, boy, I'd be super mad. I don't even have one that's worth 200
I know.
grand.
I have no idea what I would do in that situation. I mean, I, like most collectors, am very precious of my stuff, you know?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna pull up your side of the window here so people can get a better look. I mean, it's very impressive. Impressive is what I mean to say. I absolutely, if you can see in my shot here, I've got Xbox, I've got basically my entire collection is back here. I've got my childhood NES games. I've got an arcade setup of 1-Up arcades. Just all of my collection is full of everything. If any part of it got just taken, and I was trying to get rid of with a partnership, and then next thing I know, you can't have it back, and you want it back, then try and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. Okay, good. So we're on the same page.
I mean,
right?
Every legal situation, my reaction is to say, I would get a lawyer. But I mean, he goes through that in the video.
Yeah.
Lawyers are like, there's nothing we can do. What do you do in that situation?
My favorite part of the video is like, then there's a plan I call option 3, which is option 3.
Yeah.
I don't want to do either of those things. They sound like they suck.
Yeah, I was having a panic attack just watching the
video.
Man. I can't imagine.
Exactly. I couldn't imagine that happening just to my Nintendo Power magazines. But I'm like, oh my god, if somebody just could convince me to give them just toys I have. Like, I have 80s toys on my counter, and they're just personal to me. But if somebody could convince me, we'll sell them for consignment, your kids will get an inheritance. That's literally what this old man wanted for his kids. It's like, you guys are the biggest alleged dirtbags on the earth. Like, if I could figure out a way for everyone in America to decide that, you know what, we don't want your company around anymore. I think what we should do is not, like review bomb me, which I think is funny. It's review bombs. I'm like, no, these are precision missile strikes of people you've done wrong. And you kind of deserve it, allegedly, if you actually did these alleged things, which allegedly it sounds like you really, really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm going to give you 1 second to give them your best, hey man, do the right thing. Because I'm going to say that too at the end of this. But, Brian, give him your best, do the right thing, man. Give him back his Legos.
Hey man, the Lego community is very loving. They're very fun. They're here for the art. They're here for the creativity. They're here to make things. Turning a group of people like that against you is a bad idea. There's no way that your corporation recovers from this. Like, even now, your best course of action is to apologize and give back what you have. You're only digging yourself deeper. There's no other option. I don't understand what the corporation thinks they're going to do. Anyway, that's my message.
Dude, I always love talking with you. And like I said, guys, give it back, man. Like, that's really all you can do, yeah? Everything that you're doing leaks. So that email where you were like going to do damage control, it made you sound like monsters. It made you sound like if allegedly you did this, you definitely sound like you did, and then you told people to say that you didn't. It's awful.
Right, and don't get me wrong, it's very entertaining watching people dig themselves into holes. But like,
I wish
like you said,
with this every day. Like, I wish this
them
wasn't the world we live in
distributing
now.
Narcotics, like,
how
is that? That I'm not a lawyer, but doing that without any evidence, that's just another crime on top. Like,
and
I don't understand what they think they're doing.
And when you hear this stuff, and then you see that, well, Reckless Ben is clearly in St. Louis, is what the video said. So I'm going to say that. But if you've tried to use a police department that you somehow have with Lego money, like, I mean, there's money in this stuff, but dude, I don't think you're thinking about this like you guys are. You're not really thinking that you're Breaking Bad / Heisenberg here. You're not controlling anything. It's already past the point where you could both threaten a person, which they did on that one video. Did you see the video? It was like, if you're feeling threatened, it's because I'm threatening you. I'm like, okay, Punisher. Well, guess what? In the real big boy world, when you do things like this, that is a threat. And then now that you've got people who can escape your threats, sure seems like Reckless Ben has cash from his views. And it doesn't seem like you've been able to throttle him back or shut him down. And he immediately edits videos in such a way as you can't flag him for things that you're not in. I mean, he shows up in the most recent video dressed in a suit coat and swimming shorts. So I think that is hysterical. Not allegedly, truly hysterical. But I mean, Brian said it and I'm saying it. Please, do the right thing. Give them their shit back and stop bugging people. And then go back to, like, you know, doing your little shim-sham with all the kids buying and selling. Just buy and sell. It's not that hard. You're already making money.
And that's, again, I don't want to give these people advice, but, like, if I... things, unfortunately, do eventually disappear from public consciousness. If you give it back now, you're going to have problems for, like, a year, but eventually...
Occasional trolls coming in to say some shit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you let it go now, Star Wars fans and Lego fans might let it go forever.
Yeah.
But for now, every day, every day you do stupid shit where it's going to get leaked to everybody, which is every day. Nothing you do is secret no more. I mean, it's funny to say that Reckless Ben did 100% brainwash one of your people in a day with just clout. Wait till guys and I've seen it already. Wait till guys like Charlie, Penguin Zero. Wait till guys like Admin even that piece of garbage, in my opinion. He thinks you guys are being animals. You understand that means a dead rat for an alarm clock? That's wild that he thinks you guys are garbage. That's messed up. But
I'm very curious about the quote-unquote brainwashed employee. I feel bad for that employee. She seemed rather young, but I was surprised. It seems like she still works there.
Well, they shut the whole store down. She lost her job,
that's right. The store got shut down.
I would, if I had some advice for Reckless Ben, he's never going to see this video, I don't think. But Ben, if you ever see this video, start using the term deprogrammed. That's what the people who are actually doing what you're doing do. They just bring them back to normal and go, here, you're allowed to use, because you even said it, you're allowed to use truth and reason to decide what you want to do right now. And then what does everyone decide?
They decide
to do the right thing, man. So please, use the word deprogramming so nobody thinks, oh, you're just because that's the only thing that I can think they would go, he totally brainwashed them. And it's like, get the hell out of here. Did you see what you did?
Brainwash people?
Exactly. When you see the video of them out in the woods, it was pretty great. But then again, he edited it together, which I guarantee you, he's got so much Uno reverse video footage. I've come to know this about him. You think that the video is over? No, there are 3 videos, and they're all worse for the people who are messing around. And all he wants to do is get these Legos back. And I agree. I think...
Oh, yeah.
I think that family, that guy, that poor guy is still going through, like, anxiety disorder. My family, my dad passed away last year. If somebody did this to me, I don't know how I would react. Like, other than way worse than both of these gentlemen have behaved themselves so far, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And what I would say out there, everybody, leave these folks alone at the stores. Most franchises don't know what's going on. In fact, their email did suggest that if you don't know what's going on yet, here you go. I can say that I know if the Lego community is anything like my precious video game community or my precious Star Wars community, we all know what you're doing. We all know that, and the fact that you stole the biggest one means that you don't care about the things that you're selling, like Star Wars or Lego, and that's going to ruin the business if you don't just give it back.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with your statement of, don't harass individual store owners. It's like when you have a problem with any company, going and complaining to the lowest level employee does not fix the problem.
But Brian,
most of these people are Lego fans who opened a store. They weren't aware of what's going on at corporate. This
is true. But Brian, we know exactly what the corporate did and the local franchisee did. Like, we saw how they treated everyone coming at them for what they owe people, and they still haven't paid that $100,000.
Yeah.
For the
that's the other thing.
And
don't harass individual people, but vote with your wallet. I would say don't shop there.
I would say
if that's not obvious.
Keep an eye on your money. Just keep an eye on your money. I wouldn't give my money to a company that might do this to me.
Yeah,
and might sell me so many stolen shit, because, by the way, that will become a problem if you buy it. Now, especially, that there's a video out there describing that they stole it. if you buy things from these guys, you might not even know. They might be trying to separate it across America. It's like everything they're doing sounds like the panicked moves of known criminals. And this is because my dad was a cop for a while. This sounds like a guy who's been caught and now he's trying to get rid of evidence. It doesn't matter, they've already got it. And in fact, I would imagine if Reckless Ben is the way that I've seen him on other videos, he's got trackers on all this stuff. He showed that girl that they quote unquote brainwashed. He was like, look, do you have these UPC codes in your building?
Yeah.
Do you have these signed and marked, what is it, the metadata from everything they took pictures of? Yes. He's like, I know you do because you handed one to my friend to show him at your store. It's literally in your inventory.
Yeah.
It's like these guys believe they're dealing with a stoner kid from L.A. And he might be that, but apparently he's also Spider-Man. So you might want to deal with him in a professional manner, or at least respectful of what he could do to your business beyond just being a hysterical documentary about people being just avaricious losers.
You know, it's funny. This reminds me of, on the Star Wars side of things, if you're familiar with Steve Sansweet and Rancho Obi-Wan, the largest Star Wars collection in the world.
Yes.
It was like 5 or 6 years ago where someone stole a rocket-firing Boba Fett from his museum.
Yeah,
and
I heard
then
about this.
Sold it, got the money for it. But like, obviously there's a lot of Star Wars collectors, but there's only, 4 rocket-firing Boba Fetts in the world?
That are legit and aren't just recasts of the prototype? Yeah, absolutely.
The guy who bought it, luckily, was a good, upstanding guy and was like, hey, where did this come from?
Oh my God, Steve, I got one of your toys. This is so cool that you released one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes I look at a criminal and I'm like, you didn't think this through. If you steal, that's like stealing the Mona Lisa. Like,
right.
How are you going to sell it without someone... anyone who buys it's going to know that there's a problem here.
Right. In the video game community, for like old retro games for like the NES, there's a game called Stadium Events that Bandai made for the Nintendo before they had the floor pad included with the game.
Sure.
So this game is very rare. Well, we're still trying to get to the bottom of how rare, but there's roughly less than circulating. There's less than 1,000 copies of this game. However, there's a fellow out there who has a case of them. A case of cases. He's got like half of a pallet of these at his house that he bought when things were liquidating. So he can disrupt the market if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to. He wants to help people continue with their collections, and he wants it to keep the way it is. But he's now he saw that things were getting kind of crazy with this stuff. People were just screwing people over, and he started price managing by releasing copies of this not just complete in box, but sealed, factory sealed copies of this game that is the Mona Lisa. But yeah, when Steve Sansweet's game or guy was out there, I'm like, I saw a documentary about this dude, and he was like, it was like Hidden Toys or something like that, and he was like, yeah, I have one of the 2 that are real, and I'm getting the other 2 as well, because there's 4 that Kenner made and gave out, but none were ever shipped because Battlestar Galactica ruined everything for everybody.
Yeah.
But this is just my memory of that situation. I was like, I remember wanting a rocket-firing Boba Fett. I didn't get one. But I did get a Boba Fett. So I was happy with it. Oh, the rocket doesn't fire? Yeah, because kids...
Wait. You mean actually, like, back in 1980 you got one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. When I'm an old man. Dude, I turned 51 this year.
All right.
Yeah. No, I got a slave one. I was a huge fan of Empire Strikes Back, and it was the first one that I could see in the theaters. Still didn't. I saw it on bootleg in Stuttgart, Germany. But the toys were everywhere. So my dad could afford to get us all these, but we didn't have room for an AT-AT and an ATST. So I got the Wampa and the Cave and all the bases, and I got every mini thing that there was. And he was like, you can have one big toy. So I of course chose... I was like, oh, do I want the Millennium Falcon or the Slave One? And my brother wanted G.I. Joes, so I was lucked out there. And so he got the G.I. Joe. He got everything first-run G.I. Joe that was cheap and small, and that's everything in G.I. Joe. My thing was, my friend, unfortunately, I was like, you know what, I want a Slave One. And my friend gave me his Millennium Falcon that he'd washed twice in the tub. No stickers, no decals, no parts, even they were all floppy and stuff. But I was like, I'll take it. He's thrown it in the garbage. And his mom was like, you can have it if you want. And so Germany's a different place. Let me just say. Your German friends will throw away toys and give them to you if they don't want them anymore or need to buy a new one. So it's really crazy.
Not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but do you actually remember thinking, hey, this should fire a rocket?
No, because of the way they changed the way the rocket looked. There was a yellow rocket in the books, and those were the kind of rockets you get with those Zero pistols back in the day that showed the discs. And if they're going to shoot a rubber dart or any kind of dart, they're usually yellow instead of red. Red stuff didn't usually move. Orange stuff did, but like his was looked like a lipstick. Not like a rocket at all. It looked like it did in the movie, basically. I guess it's a rocket. He never shoots it, so how the hell do I know? So I was like, oh, look. But the funny thing is on the one that could shoot, the little nozzles for his jetpack were a little bit more defined. So you go, oh, it's a jetpack. But in the actual one that shipped, it was just kind of stamped and molded into his butt. And you're like, oh, no, I get what this is. Okay, good.
Yeah. Huh.
But, yeah, man. Toys back in the day were worse. I don't know if anyone knows this. Like, toys today are amazing. Even Legos are better. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Legos are always great. But action figures, oh, man. Except for the 99, Power of the Force guys kind of sucked. Oh, look at how
the big buff
crazy,
ones?
Huge Luke's chest is. What do you bench, Luke?
Even Leia, they were like, just give her muscles.
Give her that big old ass. Everyone likes that part. It's like, what? Okay. Why does Han Solo look like he's been seriously hitting the human growth hormone? I love Star Wars. So that's what got me into the story. And then I watched the videos. I'm like, man, what are they going to do? And then this morning, it's been just, and it's going to probably keep hitting. We should probably meet up again Monday and just see what happens over the weekend. So would you like to do that? We'll meet up again on Monday, say around the same time or so?
Sure, I'd be willing to.
Yeah, man, we'll spend a half an hour just chit-chatting about the status of Lego. In fact, have you made any progress in the one I gave you as a gift?
I did. It's not within reach here, but yes, I did build it, and thank you.
You're very welcome, and man, did you see where I got to in the floor? And I was like, oh!
I did.
No! I was like, okay, well, I don't have time. I illustrate, I do this show, and I do everything else. I'm like, I don't have time to finish this build. I will wait for the right one. And you came along, Brian.
Well, thank you.
You perfectly did. I was like, do you know who loves these? That guy. You know who will fix it? He'll have time, and he will make time. And
here,
besides,
I'll just to cap this off, I'll show the one thing that I'm currently working on of my own creation, not a set.
I've got my favorite here.
So, I'm also I'm an Indiana Jones fan, and
Same.
I've wanted to make Lego recreations life-size of all of the different MacGuffins from the movies. So I figured I'd start with the hardest one. It's obviously not in the right color, but I'm working on my crystal skull.
Oh, wow! That's dope, man!
This is just a test model to see that I could get it the right size and get roughly the right shape and everything. Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of it. And I'm slowly working on different faces to kind of refine the face and see what I actually want to do with it.
Folks, this is what a professional Lego haver is. Okay? Look at those little shelves in the back. That's and you know what? You can definitely trust Brian's impression of what's going on. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy thinking that these people were villains. And now if somebody needs a very much Indiana Jones right cross these days, telling their people this is going to pass in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I'll be the devil's advocate bet. I'll bet it does by Monday. Let's talk about that on Monday. How's that sound?
Do you want to place money on that bet?
Yes, sure. The usual bet, as they did in trading places, $1.
Okay. I think I can afford it if I lose.
If this becomes a thing, it could be a couple weeks. We're like, it's $70, Dan. I know. I thought they would learn, but no, they just won't. It's okay. Greed and avarice don't exist in this world anymore. We're going to be fine, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the meantime, thank you, Brian, for hanging out today, man. This is really one of my good friends, Brian, and we've been in a couple shows together now, and I desperately want to do the show Clue with him and our local theater. So I mentioned that to a friend of mine who also is getting rid of all of his replicas. And when I say replicas, I mean movie replicas of Indiana Jones. Once we're off camera, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that, because I did get one for a friend that he had. It wasn't in Indiana Jones, but it's another one. But it was so perfect I had to get it, and his prices are ridiculous.
Okay.
For me, his high school friend. So let's talk. But in the meantime, Brian, please give us your final word, and then we'll be checking out.
Bricks and Minifigs, do the right thing. Lego community, keep doing what you're doing within reason. Yeah, love you all. And that's to your viewers and the Lego community.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And once again, I'm Commander Dan of the Retro Station 1989. And no matter what we've said on this broadcast, may say on Monday, we don't know what's going to happen, or later on down the road, remember to always, always, always stay retro, everybody. Peace.
Get upset on the internet. You're a salt adult. You're a salt adult. Get upset on the internet. You're a salt adult. Throwing out a hissy fit, your views ain't in the millions, and every up and comer is a threat to what you're dealing. And instead of getting better, you just spout up on your Facebook, crying on your Twitter bit about how bad your case look. In case you didn't get it yet, allow me to rephrase it. You cry more than my 4-year-old. I'm actually amazed. Like you couldn't even see the forest for the trees. The writing's on the wall, literally there to see. How you getting salt that a culture blowing up, man? I think there was a point where you stopped growing up, man. Instead of showing up, man, irrationally mad. Don't appropriate impression like the latest fashion fad. It isn't cool or funny to be acting like an edgelord. You alienate friends, push them closer to the edge more. I don't know how to say it anyway to make it clear. If you're the one unhappy, then the problem's in the mirror. Get upset on the internet. You're a salt adult. You're a salt adult.